These sanctuary hells, these hell pits. We talked about this. We talked about this. Poor
Yeah.
girl losing her life, and then what the alderman had the nerve to say.
Yeah.
Charged an illegal immigrant from Venezuela with the murder of 18-year-old Sheridan Gorman in Chicago. She was a Loyola Chicago University student. She was shot and killed while just walking with her friends less than a mile away from campus. ICE has now lodged an arrest detainer and asked the governor not to release the suspect who entered the U.S. under the Biden administration. Officials released him back in 2023 into the homeland. He is facing 6 felony counts, including murder, and is due in court next hour for a detention hearing. So lots of backlash, of course, after a Democratic Chicago alderwoman seemed to downplay this murder. Listen.
The kids were out doing normal things people do in the neighborhood. And it sounds like this might have been a wrong place, wrong time, running into a person who had a gun. They might have startled this person at the end of the pier unintentionally.
Wrong place, wrong time, she says. Well, the victim's family says, don't you dare. They address that comment directly. Here's part of their heartbreaking statement. They write, what Sheridan was doing that night, walking with friends near her campus, was normal. It was safe. It is what students do every day. We will not allow this to be dismissed as wrong place, wrong time. This was not random misfortune. This was a violent and preventable act, and we are gravely disappointed by the policies and failures that allow this individual to remain in a position to commit this crime. When systems fail, whether through release decisions, lack of coordination, or unwillingness to act, the consequences are not abstract. They are real, and in our case, they are permanent.
These sanctuary hells, these hell pits. We talked about this. We talked about this. Shelly, what are your thoughts about what this poor girl losing her life, and then what the alderman had the nerve to say?
Yeah, it's more than they just don't care. They hate America, okay? They hate our republic, our constitutional republic, that they have to vie for Americans' votes. The only person who was here at a wrong place in the wrong time was that piece of shit that murdered her. That's the only one who was wrong place and wrong time. I don't even know why she even thought it was necessary to even say that. Even her demeanor in saying that, it just came across as so nonchalant. Oh, you know, this is another day on the boardwalk, okay? Under the boardwalk, down by the sea. This is what's his name? Mr. Deaton just said it. We have to get these politicians out at every level, whatever. They take for granted. They take for granted that position belongs to them. They have a right to it. And not only that they expect us to pay for it. All the while, we are getting literally the kickback, the death, the destruction to our families, to ourselves, our loved ones, while they keep on going and doing whatever they're doing. We have to come to that precipice. It should be now.
Yeah. Nicole, to me, it's like these leftists, they favor the ideology over the citizens.
Of
This
course.
is what we're seeing.
Of course they do. Listen, these illegals, it's not just about the ones that sneak and vote and the ones who don't. It's not about that. This is all about apportionment, right? The United States Constitution says when we do a census, it's not of just Americans, it's of people. So if you have an extra 5 million people in that area, whether they're citizens or not, regardless of their immigration status, they are counted. And they are counted when it comes to money for schools, roadway projects, and congressional seats. So this is not anything to do with them having a deep abiding love for illegal immigrants, because from the look on her face, the only person she cares about is her. People are so desensitized to violence. This girl didn't lose her life. Her life was taken from her. She was trying to run away from him when this coward shot her. Number one, he should not have had a firearm. Number two, well, let's start. He shouldn't have been here. Let's do that. Should not have had a firearm. And what in God's name is he doing on the so-called safe part of this city? What is going on here? You know what's going on? Census is coming. So we're going to turn a blind eye. We're going to say, so what? 2% of the population is going to die. As long as we keep our congressional seats and we retain power, it's worth it. For them, this is a war. And the people that die in this war, we're going to grieve them. We're going to send thoughts and prayers, but we're not going to do a damn thing about it because I need these illegals here for my district. The woman in New York said that, the Black woman in New York said that maybe 6 months ago when they were talking about what are we going to do with these Haitian immigrants? Yeah. She said, send them to me. I need them in my district. She needs them in her district because most of the people who lived in her district have moved. The taxes in New York got outrageous. It's too expensive to live there. They left. And she's saying, I want to keep the district. Send me some illegals. Send them over here. I'll take care of them. Which means she's going to get them universal income, which means she's going to find them housing, although college graduates are having a hard time finding housing. People who didn't go to college, who went straight into the workforce are having problems, especially in New York, finding housing. Don't worry about that. I'll hook them up. Send them to me. This is what this all boils down to. The power. Because some people vote blindly. They don't even look at the names. They say, oh, no, I'm voting a straight Democrat ticket right now because I don't like Trump. And when they do that, what they don't understand is when you have to go to school, the school board for your kids, it's because you voted that straight damn Democrat ticket. When you're upset that little Johnny is learning more and more about homosexual and transsexuals in school than he is about ABCs and 1, 2, 3s, remember that straight ass Democrat ticket. Elections have consequences. Ask Virginia. Virginia is having a hard time with the CIA agent that they elected. They're having even the Democrats are complaining. This is what happens when you close your eyes and you vote. It is ridiculous. There are some parts of very libertarian places that say not everybody should have a vote. We should have like an IQ test, some kind of cutoff that keeps people who are not actually participating from voting. I disagree with that. And let me tell you why. Because the people at the bottom of the food chain have the most to lose. Because everything impacts them more than it impacts us. We have at least some middle class to protect us from some things. Gas is a little bit more expensive. We, him and haw about it, but we buy it, right? Well, what happens when you don't have the money to buy it?
In my opinion, the uninformed voter is more dangerous than a leftist voter. These people are being used and they're almost like, they're doing whatever people tell them to do.
And if
you're going to be that, I don't believe you should vote. I agree with that. I have said that for a very long time. This is why the Democrats are importing illegals here. This is because these are people who they can use. These are uninformed. They don't speak English. So they're using them for it and telling them who to vote for. These people are destroying our country. The uninformed, stupid ass voters.
By way of the politicians that we elect.
Exactly.
By way of the politicians that we elect. So
did we elect them? Were they elected by the people?
I understand what you're saying. I do understand what you're saying. I'm with Don Deaton. I'm at the point now where I meant to ask. I'm gonna have to write him, ask them where's their group
I thought you were going to say
they're not paying their taxes. I'm gonna ask them where group is that. Let me see if I can join, become a member, whatever. Because this is I won't say everything, but 95% of everything that we pay for, that we vote for to not have, we get the opposite of, and then it comes back to us tenfold in the negative. When he was talking about the taxes, and give us our money back. Give me my money back. That went through my mind. I didn't want to cut him off, but I was like, oh my gosh. I mean, this is exactly, it's real life, real time, real people. We are real people who these policies affect, not just these so-called the criminals, the violent criminals, if you will, the illegals, all these people, the so-called, what they call them now? Unhoused, homeless people, okay? Illegals that they want to take care of every damn thing and everybody else. else except do what they're supposed to do. Put the homeless people in a shelter, put them in the airports and board it up like the third world, and get the other people out of the airports that need to get on their flights. I mean, this is ridiculous. I'm sick of it. I am sick of it. John Deaton, if you're still listening, I will be contacting you because I want to find out that group.
I think we should advertise the group on the show. And that just brings